I never intended for it to happen. It just did. Nathan thought to himself as he walked out of the hotel room. Zipping up his pants, he wiped the sweat off his forehead and took a deep breath. He couldn't believe what he had just done. Nathan was married to his childhood sweetheart, Sarah. They had been together for over a decade and had always dreamed of starting a family together, but fate had other plans. And after numerous unsuccessful attempts at having a child, the doctors told them that Sarah was unable to conceive. It was a huge blow to both of them. They had built their entire future around the idea of having a family, and now it seems like that dream would never come true. Nathan tried to remain positive and be there for Sarah, but deep down, he couldn't help but feel disappointed and frustrated. After the years went by, Nathan's frustration turned into resentment. He watched his friends and family members start families of their own, while he and Sarah remained childless. Nathan couldn't help but wonder why this was happening to them. It was during one of these moments of frustration that Nathan met Lily. She was a stunning and vibrant woman who worked at the same firm as him. They started off as colleagues, but soon their conversations turned into flirtation. Nathan found himself drawn to her, and one thing led to another. It started as a one-time thing. Nathan convinced himself that it was just physical and that it wouldn't happen again. But it did. And before he knew it, he was having an affair with Lily. It was like a breath of fresh air for Nathan. He could escape from his reality for a little while and forget about all his troubles. However, his guilt and shame consumed him every time he came home to Sarah. He would look into her eyes and see the love and trust she had for him, and it would eat him up inside. But he couldn't stop himself from seeing Lily. He was addicted to the thrill and excitement of their secret. One day, Nathan received the news that Sarah's sister was pregnant. It hit him hard. He was happy for her, but at the same time, it was a painful reminder of what he didn't have. He found himself resenting Sarah even more, blaming her for their inability to start a family. Feeling overwhelmed, Nathan reached out to his best friend Alex for advice. Alex listened to him patiently and offered to talk to Sarah. He assured Nathan that he would help them find a way to cope with their situation and find happiness in other aspects of their life. But Nathan couldn't bring himself to tell Alex the real reason for his unhappiness. He was ashamed and afraid of losing his best friend's respect. So he kept quiet and continued to see Lily in secret. Things were going well for Nathan until one day he received a message from Lily saying that she was pregnant. His world came crashing down. He was filled with dread and anxiety, not knowing what to do. He couldn't bear the thought of losing Sarah, but at the same time, he couldn't imagine having a child with Lily. Nathan's mind was in turmoil. He knew he had to come clean to Sarah. but he was terrified of the consequences. Alex's word echoed in his mind, and he knew he had to do the right thing. He mustered up the courage to tell Sarah everything. He sat her down and confessed his affair with Lily. Sarah was devastated. She cried and begged him to tell her it wasn't true. But Nathan couldn't lie anymore. He had to face the consequences of his actions. Sarah was heartbroken, but she was also determined to save their marriage. She asked Nathan to end things with Lily and to go to couples therapy with her. Nathan was reluctant at first, but after seeing how much he had hurt Sarah, he agreed to give it a try. It wasn't easy, but Nathan and Sarah walked through their issues and therapy. With time, their love for each other grew stronger, and they found new ways to cope with their childlessness. And when Sarah's sister gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, they were both filled with joy and happiness, knowing that they had each other by their side. As for Lily, she raised their child as a single mother. Nathan tried to be there for the child as much as he could, but deep down, he knew that he could never be the father she deserved. He regretted his action every single day, but he also knew that he had learned a valuable lesson about the consequences of infidelity. In the end, Nathan and Sarah's marriage survived the test of infidelity, and they found a way to be happy, despite not being able to have a child of their own. It wasn't the life they had imagined for themselves, but it was a life filled with love and forgiveness, and that was all that matters to them. So friends, if you enjoyed this story, just subscribe to our channel because your subscription helps our channel.